Hello, welcome to the first upload of MissTea the Raccoon. Here's a little bit about my backstory and how I came to have this furry friend. I had lost Sally, my dog, in January. Then, the following October 1st, we lost our cat Tux. About a year later, our dog Kaya passed. So many trips to the Rainbow Bridge left me too sad to get another dog. Then a horrible tragedy hit. We lost my beloved mother-in-law, the person who always lifted my spirits. Then that thing happened that we can't speak about, so I was home all the time. I spent a lot of time looking out through the sliding doors of our sunroom. One night, a pair of eyes looked back. I blinked, not sure of what I was looking at, even though I knew what it was. Raccoon. A raccoon was looking at me. She was up against the glass like she was an old friend who missed me, but I knew I had not seen her before. Is that a... Yep, that's a raccoon looking at me, all right. I hadn't seen one in a while, but I guess the yard seemed like it hit a vacancy now that there were no dogs. I noticed as I approached the door, the raccoon became more excited, like the magic food box was going to open. I had been feeding a stray cat on the back deck, and clearly this raccoon invited herself to the buffet. I told the raccoon flat out, look, this violates an unwritten policy we have, or, according to Seinfeld episode where the pigeon flies into George, we had a deal. But it didn't take long for that happy greeting to win me over. Suddenly, there was something making me feel good again. All I knew about raccoons was that they were a cousin to the bear and could potentially carry rabies and diseases. That means this thing is never going to cozy up to me the way I can convert a cat, for example, like Lizette, the stray who is the lady of the back deck who used to be a phantom in the backyard. Like my inside cat, Willa, she was once very afraid of humans, and the only sign she had ever been around them was the tipped ear that indicated she had been spayed and released, like a TNR feral program, trap, neuter, return. Why are they all returned to my home, though? Am I on a sucker list from the times I brought in strays and paid for them to be fixed and homed? After no owner was found, of course. Odd that they know to come to my yard, but something told me this raccoon might be the baby I saw a few times when a mama raccoon brought her babies on my deck a couple of years ago. They would scatter when I came to the door, but one would pause and look back at me every time. Was this that same raccoon with the intelligent, pleading eyes? I thought I wouldn't see any of them ever again. I guess the dogs kept that from happening between their urinating and their presence. I was so depressed without my Sally that I had let the yard get overgrown. Without her to sit out there with me, it just didn't feel like it had any meaning for me. She wasn't just a dog. I even let the garden, the outdoor furniture, and the deck all fall into disrepair. What do you want, raccoon? Fine, I can spare a bit more kibble. I had some leftover dog food no one was going to eat, and so started my relationship with a raccoon, an enthusiastic, stuffed animal-looking thing. As the days passed, this raccoon would visit nightly. I found myself looking forward to her recognition of me. Hey, girl. Hi. Going for that cheese. Your favorite. I shared her photo with my Twitter followers and found out people not only loved this raccoon, they loved that I loved this raccoon and was supplementing the diet of a potentially pregnant or nursing female. That was my hunch.
Everybody loves to hear you chew. Yes.
What a good girl. I shared that I felt that she was a she, and by now, a week or two into our nightly visits, I had done a lot of reading about raccoons, their habits, the dangers we pose to each other, and even how long they'll live. If you're curious, it's about 3 years, longer if they're in captivity. I figured this raccoon might fall closer to the captivity part of the spectrum since she now has one specific habitat where her needs are provided for. 3 years, though. Leave it to me to get attached. We won't think about that. Well, it was time to name this raccoon because clearly she was my responsibility now. One day, she sat on her butt in front of the door, and I could see she was female and either pregnant or nursing. Time to take to Twitter to get a good name. Twitter, after all, came up with the name Pointy Kitty for one of Blossom the opossum's babies. Oh, I didn't mention there are opossums. I was into them first, actually. Very misunderstood marsupials, and any that I see are welcome in my yard. My Twitter followers immediately tagged a YouTuber by the name of TeaSpill. She is a popular vlogger. She is known for her love of critters, and she had in fact once fed a raccoon too. She's a fan of guinea pigs and all critters. She has a Shih Tzu or two, I believe, and a lot of people love TeaSpill, myself included. So when it was clear she didn't mind, I decided to see if this moniker would stick. The next night, as the sun started to set, I called out, because by now she would sometimes come to my voice. My voice had become the dinner bell. "Is your name MissTea?" I said to no one. And she poured out of the mist onto the deck. A gray fluff that had just appeared out of the gray.
Girl, that was fast. You can't be hungry again so fast.
She's staring at the door. If I start to open it, she'll jump down and stick her head in. She's on top of the cat house. Hold on, let me get you a piece of cheese. Hold on. MissTea sounds a lot like Misty, so MissTea it is. It's an indirect homage to TeaSpill, and it really has come to suit my little friend.
She got thirsty.
By now, we had become so comfortable around each other that we would sit on the deck together. MissTea is afraid of cats, so she would shy away when our cats would try to poke their head around me to see who was at the door. I noticed on our nightly visits, MissTea would show up before dark often, which was the habit of a new mom raccoon. Remember, I've done the reading. Some people think it means rabies automatically, but a mother raccoon will go out in the day so she can protect her den at night. It makes sense. MissTea also seemed exhausted.
MissTea, are you sleepy? You sleepy already? You gonna take a snooze or you want another snack? Did you just jump on the chair across from me? You're so sweet. What are you looking at? You hear a lot of kid noises, huh? She's breathing so heavy. You're just gonna sit with your rump to me? I'm sorry, my laugh was disturbing. She ate. This is what she does now every night after she eats.
She would eat, then lay down near me or on the deck railing and close her eyes for a quick nap. I took to singing to her. Maybe I should be embarrassed to say that, but it just happened naturally, and it moved me to watch her eyelids getting heavier and heavier. She trusted me enough to fall asleep around me. It stirred something maternal in me, and I felt our bond grow. After a while, MissTea returned to her den in the far corner of the yard. We've let that area get a bit overgrown so the animals can have it for themselves without worrying about the mower and human contact. We don't encroach. Then it happened. One night, MissTea brought me her 3 babies. I cried because I just knew she had to have babies. The very first night she brought them, she was very concerned with keeping an eye out for predators. When I came to the door, she nudged them towards me to put them between us. The fact that she trusted me enough to put her babies close to me while she watched out for them was a very special moment. At first, when they showed, I wouldn't let the babies see me because I wanted to keep them afraid of humans. It seemed in their best interest, but that didn't last very long. And when sadly I lost our beloved cat, Mr. Meowgie, on June 26th, yes, another trip to the Rainbow Bridge, I didn't even want to see any animals. I was crying on the kitchen floor by his bed when a baby raccoon put their hand on the glass. I went to the door, opened it, and allowed the 3 babies to sniff and touch me. They were so curious. Turns out they had seen my son Zach a lot already. I just didn't know. He and I had never spoke about remaining hidden. What's done is done, and I suppose they will have different dens in the yard, and the male may wander off, or who knows, live in the garage. Now the babies come every night. They are growing fast, and I can see how they exhaust MissTea. One night she left me with them for 30 minutes while she went off for a bit. I didn't mind babysitting. They are mischievous, and each of them have truly their own personalities. One we call Loey, after a YouTube model, Loey Lane, and vlogger. She is a small raccoon and never left Mama's side until this week when she decided I was another safe place. Now when they come on the deck, she's clingy with me too, but she keeps an eye on Mama and stays with her. The middle child, I just call middle child. And I just assume she's the middle child. It suits her. We think it's a girl. She likes us. She likes her mother, but she is mostly into food. She even sits on her butt with both feet out and eats. She will go along with the brother when he gets into trouble, but she's mostly just an observer. And then there is the one that's a boy for sure, the bigger one, because he is bigger and he has a strong will. He's the naughty one. He has to get into everything and get all over the place. This is just typical of male raccoon behavior, and as he grows, he gives Mama the hardest time. Update. The male, which we called Boba, was going off on his own more and more. In fact, on the 9th I posted a picture saying he was probably filing for emancipation because he just kept going off on his own. He's about under 5 months old. And then July 10th was the last time I saw him. Although he was, I believe, under 5 months old, he was getting quite big, and it's not impossible that, especially with his independent streak, that he may have gone off on his own and created his own den nearby. Usually they'll stay with the mother before winter is coming. They stay with her about a year, but during winter they stay together for warmth. So I'm thinking it's possible something bad happened. There are some big males in the areas, and he may have just gotten pushed out. And there's a park nearby, so we hope he's okay. But I think we've seen the last of Boba, sadly. But all 3 babies are friendly and curious about me.
Hi, I think you found your favorite thing, and now you want more marshmallows? You want more marshmallows? Mama T, like marshmallows? Hold on, I'll get some.
Is that your feet? Do not chew the feet. Did you have a marshmallow on your feet?
Hi, babies. Hi, Loey. Where you going? What you looking for?
I put out a basin for them, and I must get a pool because they're enjoying that water so much. I can't wait to film more of them playing. MissTea has renewed my interest in the yard. I've started cleaning up and even planted flowers and vegetables again. Stay tuned as I restore the beauty of my backyard and the back deck, thanks to these wonderful creatures who have breathed new life into my solitary existence. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you for caring so much about these critters that have come to mean so much to me. My friendship with MissTea is definitely the best thing to come out of this terrible 2020 that we're all experiencing. So thank you again for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.